Hello everybody, welcome back to another DanMachi Memoria Freese video. So in this one we're going to go over the upcoming units from the Kino Three-Star collab banner that are coming out on the 27th. So in just a couple of days, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this. Subscribe if you are new, of course, for more content. Shout out to the awesome translators over here on the DanMemo Discord. So it's awesome that I was able to come across this. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Typically we have stuff like this for other games, but I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. So it's awesome because it gives me the opportunity to kind of take a look at this and give you guys a brief analysis and my opinions on it. So for today's DanMachi video, this is what I got for you. Again, subscribe if you're new, of course, for more content on DanMachi Memoria Freese. Definitely an awesome game. One of my favorite gacha games right now. It's not the only game I'm going to play on the channel, but it's one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game at the moment. So first and foremost, Kino and Hermes. Now, I want to put out there that I have not seen this anime. I don't know if it's an anime or like an animated movie or what it was. Maybe it has a manga as well. I am not initiated. So if you guys want me to watch it, I will. Give me some recommendations. Is it a good show / whatever it is? Was it worth your time? Do you think it'd be worth mine as well? So forgive me. I can't really put a whole lot of, into like these characters because I just don't know who they are or what they do, what their personalities are, etc., etc. Unlike DanMachi, I've seen the series and stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the first character. All right. So at max limit break, he has an S in strength, an S in speed, okay, and then or double S, excuse me, in those two stats, and an S in dexterity. So he's another one of those physical attack types that has a really solid chance at critical hitting as well. I notice a trend with that in this game. There's a lot of units that kind of do the same thing. And what really differentiates them is their statistics, aside from that, and their abilities as far as like their skills go. So he looks pretty cookie cutter, to be honest, right there, in comparison. I mean, like, he looks really, really cookie cutter. But let's read his skills out. His ultimate, Aoe, so it's a Aoe attack, not a single target. Very strong physical damage. Strength proportional rate to damage increase when the skill is used. So it looks like that's one of the ones that is going to be indexing his strength stat. I don't know exactly what proportional rate means, but it looks like it is pulling from the strength stat. On global, they'd say like indexed 2 if I'm correct on that. Ultra physical attack pulls the strength stat, which, I mean, it would. If it's a physical attack anyway, so I don't know why that needs to be notated. Unless he gets an STR boost, that could be what it is as well. So nothing else there, like no like added incentives as far as like status inflictments or anything like that. So it's okay. He doesn't look crazy good. Also, these characters are going to be limited time units, so make sure that you do, if you want to pull for these units, you kind of got to, right, when they come out, because they're not always going to be there. They're not going to be added to the general pool. You have to actually make that determination if you're going to pull during the time of the banner. But you can wait a little bit and see how this all shakes out, though. So his first skill is single strong physical attack with a very high chance to inflict critical damage. So that's actually a really good skill, considering that he already has a very high dexterity stat. He's going to be very good at critting, no less. And, of course, if you have any of the assists, like I believe there's an Aina that gives allies 15% or things of that nature, he's going to crit very often. So he's going to be able to output quite a bit of damage without even needing to use his ultimate skill. Unfortunately, it's a single target attack. And it makes sense as to why, because he crits on it a lot. But, you really want that, that AoE critical hit. Anyways, the next two attacks are Aoe skills as well. They're both medium physical as opposed to strong. Applies a 20% debuff of strength and magic to all enemies for 4 turns. That's actually a really good skill. That's a really, 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 really good skill. Debuffing is so good in this game. That alone is incredible. Like, I wasn't super sold on the ultimate, and partly because I didn't understand what it was referencing there. And I really like the skill number 1, but skill number 2 is actually really good. Just debuff. I can't state it. Like, debuffs are so useful. They give your team survivability and just help out in general. So that's pretty awesome. Skill number 3 is another AoE medium physical attack. Applies a 15% silence / seal on all enemies. So being able to seal them is pretty awesome as well. So he's really good. His best skills are 2 and 3 in my mind, but again, that's just because I'm eliminating the ultimate because I don't know about it too much. Shizu and Riku. Riku the Dark Knight. Ultimate is a single, very strong physical attack, so single target. strength proportional rate to damage increases when the skill is used. So I'm guessing that means that it is boosting their strength when they use it. Temporary strength boost. I'm assuming that's what that means because I've seen it a couple of times now, and I can't really, I can't fathom why they would be, you know, saying it's indexed to the strength stat as if it would be indexed to anything else, being that it's a physical attack. Only time they really do that is on characters where like they're doing a magic attack and they're like, oh, I'll index it to the strength stat instead, like things of that nature, so that that unit that doesn't have good magic can still actually technically do pretty good damage. So otherwise, yeah, that's definitely what that is. That's a boost, but feel free to correct me if you're familiar with that terminology. Skill number 1, single strong physical attack. Strength proportional rate to damage increases when this skill is used. Okay, so that's definitely what that is. Temp strength boost. Okay. Single. Okay, so he actually isn't able to do any sort of AoE hits, which is actually important. Okay. Single medium physical attack also removes enemies' physical resistance buffs, excluding assist skills. So if you're in war game with him, he seems more primed for PvE, just in-game farming, as opposed to something like war game. But if you are in war game with him, he is going to be able to remove any sort of physical resistance buffs. Like, for example, I believe Bathroom Ice has an ally physical resistance increase. He'd be able to knock that off of them. And unfortunately, it's a single target. If that was AoE, that'd be really good. But there's not a lot of that running around from what I saw. A lot of that was stuff like AoE, was assist characters and stuff. So that's actually pretty interesting. It just kind of depends on who the matchup is and where he's actually being used at. Otherwise, single target everything, you know. Skill 3, self-buff critical chance by 50%. Wow. I assume in Wargame, he's going to pop that skill first every single time you use him. So if you have Chloe Lolo or whatever, even if you might not even need it, just depending on how much limit breaks he has, but I digress. You know, you can hide him for a little bit under Chloe, and he's going to pop out. This is why he's only single everything else, because he can pop out and just crit everything. You know, again, same thing with the other guy. Assist critical hitters is just going to be nuts, right? So it makes sense. I understand it. So all in all, I think he's pretty good. I think the first character's better, though, Kino, and that's just me. But this guy might have a higher damage cap because he's got about the same strength, but he has a 50% crit chance increase, so that's pretty insane. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of other characters down here, too, which we... they're not really going to go over... Oh, these are just assists, I see. Okay, I see. All right, so the next character... Photo and So, adventurer / healer. So the other two are physical attackers. This one is actually a mage. She is a healer. And boy, does she have double S's and everything, except for the top two ones. She's got a very good balance. Like, she's very good. And these are all, of course, max limit broken. So, you know, you gotta knock those numbers down just a little bit. Ultimate skill is AoE debuff enemies' physical and magic resistance by 30% for 4 turns. So she doesn't do any damage. She just debuffs. I'd like that as a skill instead, but 30% is actually a pretty sizable debuff, and for 4 turns, it's pretty bonkers as to how that'll help out the team in general. So I gotta actually see her and play with her, but, you know, that is actually really good because it's gonna help other units, of course, hit just tremendously harder. So that's pretty cool. Single strong physical attack, magic proportional rate to damage increases when the skill is... She has a physical attack that either indexes strength, that there's that same terminology. I'm assuming that, or indexes magic. I'm assuming that it just boosts her magic rate, but she does a physical attack. That's interesting. Heals team with medium power. A medium heal increases team's guard rate. Ooh, I haven't seen that mechanic being used much. I've seen guard. I've seen, like, you know, equipment and stuff that buffs guard, but I don't really see it get talked about much or used much, and that's pretty cool. The ability to guard hits, just taking decreased damage, is awesome. That coupled with the heal is really cool because you don't have to go out of your way to make sure that you use that, and that's why I like some healers like Riveria, and I'm going to do another video on healers. You guys asked me to do that soon, but I like healers like Riveria where she's, like, able to heal and apply a buff at the same time. A small one for a couple of turns and stuff, but it makes it to where you don't have to go out of your way to use specific skills after you heal, right? It's kind of counterintuitive if you're going to do it before or after, which is one of my issues with, like, Chigusa. I love the Chigusa from the event that just left. It's just like I want her strength boost, right? But half the time I'm going to use it, it's like, well, I might as well heal too. Unless I'm running double healers, I have to take a turn of damage. So, you know, that's kind of how things are. Final skill here for her, AoE increases team's healing rate by 20% for 4 turns. So wait a minute. And that's another one of those skills that kind of applies to what I was just talking about, where it's like, I might as well use something else. She has a skill that lets her increase the amount that her allies get healed for. You use that skill, then heal them, and they get more HP when she actually heals. That's actually wild. I wonder what the increase rate is. Like, if it's like an extra like 15 or 20%, that's actually wild. Even if it's 5% additional HP when they get healed, you're talking about borderline invincibility, depending on the assist, depending on the matchup, the scenario where you're at, etc., etc. But still, that's pretty insane. So I like her. I like her a lot, and it's partly because, like I said, I really enjoy heal characters. I really enjoy assist type characters and things of that nature, as opposed to the cookie cutter, run-of-the-mill-esque, just physical attackers most of the time. Now, her main issue is that she really doesn't do damage. Her issue is she's not an offensive type unit at all. And there are healers, again, like Rivera, she's really good. Like, she's able to do damage, right? And you want them to be able to do damage. I know earlier on in the game, you know, some people were like, no, I just want my healer just to heal. And it's like, well, that's cool, but you still need them to do damage. Like, they need some sort of attack. Now, she can do damage, don't get me wrong. She has a physical attack. But like, and of course, the physical attack buffs her magic, which should in turn increase her heal capabilities, etc., etc. But at the same time, you would want her to be able to do a magical attack instead, so she can keep up with that, because she has a double S in magic ranking at max limit break for her. So that's really good. She's awesome, really. But just again, she's not going to be your damage type unit, so you're going to need other units out there that can keep up the load as far as that goes, because nobody else really does much else. So that's it for her. Let's move on to Hermes. Oh, we're getting into some actual DanMachi characters. Does this Hermes actually fight? Yo, that's cool. He's not just like an assist or anything. That's pretty cool. All right, AoE, very strong physical attack. So an ultimate skill that hits everybody. Gotta love that. 30% chance to apply a stun. So a 30% chance to stun them, and he hits everybody. Really good. Love it. So Skill 1, self-buff to speed by 75% and debuff all enemies stun resistance by 75%. Oh. So if he pops skill 1 and then immediately turns around and uses his ultimate, he's almost, what, guaranteed to stun them? They don't stack like that. I mean, they stack in a way, but it's a couple of different things. So it's like, it's not like, oh, 75 and 35 means he has a 105% chance to stun them. It's not that simple, but he's got a really good chance to stun. Like, that's actually really cool. Like, it might be somewhere around like a 50 or 60% chance to stun, but that's going to help tremendously, especially, again, in things like war games. Unfortunately, just when talking about war game in particular, it is something that you can't really control. Maybe in Monsterphilia, it'll be a little bit easier to run something like that and play it the way you want to. So keep that in mind as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on from here to the next character, and not next character, excuse me, the next skill, and let's go ahead and read it out. So skill number 2, single strong physical attack, also a 30% chance to apply. Oh, so he's going to be out there stunning a lot. It's a very stunning man, pause. All right, so skill 3, strong physical attack, 15% chance to apply stun. Okay, gotta love the stun ability, gotta love it. I can't really say much about it, but he's my favorite thus far among the physical attackers, basically. He's a balanced type, so he's going to be doing a little bit of everything. He's got really balanced stats as well, just like a natural balance type would. But he's basically out there doing physical attacks. So it's unfortunate that his physical stat is kind of low, especially at max limit break, barely 1,009. So very low. He's not going to be outputting super good, but paired up with a character like Chigusa who buffs strength and stuff, he could be really, really deadly. So keep that in mind as far as he goes. I'm loving these units, man. And I'm loving the opportunity to do this for you guys. So the next character is Kino, 3-star. This is a farmable Kino because there's one way up here. This one is for the event. So farmable Kino. These are his stats at max limit break, ice, and F. Wow, and magic. He doesn't even budge. I'm assuming that this character is max limit breakable as well through the event, just like Naza was. So that's pretty cool. 3-star adventurer, physical attack type. Single strong physical attack is the ultimate, not AoE. He actually doesn't do any AoE skills. Strong physical attack for skill 1. Single medium physical attack decreases the enemy's physical resistance by 20%. Hey, that one's pretty good. Like I said earlier, decreasing their resistance is awesome because it allows this unit and any other physical attack units, which apparently is most of the game, to do more damage. And then skill 3, self buff, 50% strength stats for 4 turns. Awesome. His strength is pitiful. It honestly is, but that's why they gave him that 50% increase. It's actually really ridiculously low, but nonetheless, he's cool for a farmable unit, a free-to-play unit. So, Tifanna, I don't know how to pronounce her name. She is an assist character. Whole team strength and critical rate increases by 10%. Ooh, I love that. I freaking love that. I love that. And she has a really nice attack stat, too. I love that. Strength and crit. Goodbye, Hestia, in the worker outfit, 10% or whatever you do. I think it's 10%, right? Yeah, maybe 15. I think it's 10. Anyways, strength and crit is wild. Whole team wild. Love it. Freaking love it. That's too good. That is too good, man. All right, and speaking of Hestia, of course there's a new Hestia because there has to be a Hestia because she's bestia, apparently. She's got solid stats, I guess. Her stats are honestly kind of underwhelming, but they're okay. Whole team physical resistance and guard rate increased by 10, so the Tifanna is more of the offensive one. Hestia is the defensive one. They're kind of similar, but I'd say Tifanna has better distribution of her stats. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, of course, for more DanMachi Memoria Freese content. Definitely love this game. Definitely love all you guys and love everybody that checks out the content on the channel. So have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys, and peace out.